Everyone, I'm Zahra Fatima. I'm going to teach you acid and bases. Acid. The word acid is derived from the Latin word called acetus means sour. When a compound is dissolved in water, it undergoes dissociation and give H plus ion or hydronium ion. Example hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid. Here in case of HCl, it undergoes dissociation to give H plus ion and Cl minus ion. This H plus ion will have only one electron has been taken by the chloride molecule. Here only hydrogen having its own nucleus. Since water having an oxygen will have extra lone pair of electrons get attack on it and forms hydronium ion. Classification: source, strength, concentration, molecular composition, and basicity. When it comes to the classification: source, organic, inorganic. Inorganic here mainly for the living things as plants and animals. Example: oxalic acid in tomato, vinegar, acetic acid, and citric acid in citric fruit. Inorganic acid as a mineral acid, hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid. When it comes to the strength: strong acid and weak acid. Here in the strong acid will have based on completely dissociation, weak partially dissociation. Concentration as a concentrated and diluted. Concentrated can be well explained by if you take a HCl solution, here having 98% of hydronium ion are termed to be as concentrated. When you add water to it, it undergoes dilution and it get reduces to 45% or 40% are termed to as diluted solution. Molecular composition as oxalic acid, hydrochloric acid. Basicity, it mainly depends on the presence of how much hydrogen ion getting displaceable. If one mono, two displaceable hydrogen tri, it's mainly depend on the hydrogen atom. Well, chemical properties of acid. Reaction: when acid react with a metal, it gives salt and hydrogen gas. This hydrogen gas can be determined by pulp sound. Here, when a burning candle is taken near to the reaction, it produces pulp sound. Here, example is when a zinc metal is react with hydrochloric acid, will form zinc chloride and hydrogen gas is involved. Means it comes out from the reaction. Here when it search, this reaction is well known as a displacement reaction, where zinc atom is getting displaced of hydrogen atom. Reaction with acid with metal carbonates. Here whenever we have carbonates or bicarbonates, there is a means carbon dioxide is removed in this reaction. Acid and metal carbonates. Here we have taken sodium carbonate and HCl. It forms sodium chloride water molecule and CO2. Since the Na plus ion get react with the chloride Cl minus ion and forms a salt, hydrogen atom and carbonate CO2 is removed and only one oxygen atom is left, forms resulting in the formation of water. This produced here can be detected by using lime water. When lime water is passes to the CO2 gas, it forms calcium carbonate and water molecule. With further passing of carbon dioxide, it forms calcium bicarbonate, which the milkiness get soluble and this forms a clear solution. Reaction with bases. NaOH and HCl molecule will undergoes to form as a NaCl as a salt and water molecule. NaOH base, acid, salt, water molecule. General uses of this: boric acid, antiseptic; oxalic acid, ink stain remover; benzoic acid, perfumes and medicines; phosphoric acid in fertilizers. Water base. In acid mainly depends on H plus ion. In base it's mainly depends on OH minus ion. For example, if we take sodium hydroxide and it is dissolved in water, it gives Na plus and OH minus ion. This OH minus ion get for react with the water molecule, and if we add acid to it, it forms salt as NaCl and water molecule. And one more, we use litmus paper to indicate the presence of base. Here the red litmus paper change into blue color, which shows the presence of OH minus ion. Basic basic oxide. Here O2 minus ion. I can be explained as here calcium oxalate is react with an acid to give calcium chloride and water. This shows thus calcium oxalate is a base and acid gives salt and water. This indicates this calcium oxalate is a base. Basic hydroxide. Here NaOH, when it is react with HCl, it gives salt and water molecule as sodium hydroxide, aluminum hydroxide. Alkaline. This alkaline is group 1 element in a periodic table which is soluble with water as sodium and potassium. This is highly soluble in water. This give OH minus ion, hence it is termed to be as a base. Here sodium hydroxide mainly present in the bar soap, potassium hydroxide present in a liquid soap. Classification, same criteria as in the acid. Here this completely dissociation as Na. Here it can be completely dissociation give. Here it is partially dissociation in a weak acid. Same on the basis of acidity or number of OH minus ion present in it. If it is one OH ion, then it is mono. If it is present 2 minus OH ion, which can react with the base which reacting with an acid, depending on that it is mono, di, tri, it has been classified. Physical properties of bases: sharp, brittle, soapy substance, strong electrolyte, and sometimes mild corrosive. When we handle it as sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide, it need to take by wearing gloves. We can wear gloves too. This chemical property, when it comes to the chemical property, the bases which are kept in open, it react with an atmosphere and changes its state to liquid state. And also with carbon dioxide as sodium hydroxide with here. So here we use as an indicator phenolphthalein. In base condition it gives pink color. When acid is added to it, it gives colorless. It's a neutralization well known. NaOH with HCl gives salt and water. Next, chemical properties. It's one of the most important concept. Here we use, it is an application level. Here, if you want to find the presence of copper in any substances, we use as a base as ammonium hydroxide. It give a copper will be precipitated as pale blue color, as also as a zinc sulfide